Hi everyone, it's Megan here, and today I decided to actually show you guys the build I mentioned in my previous two videos. This is quite a large build, and I already had done it a few days ago actually, but I didn't have any of my recording stuff yet just because I hadn't decided I was going to record some videos until afterwards. So I decided to redo it. It is slightly different from the original, but the original is on the Sims 4 gallery. It's probably like one of the only uploads I have on the gallery, so I don't have many up yet, but you can definitely check it there. And I will have my info for that in the description of the video. So pretty much I started off with my base shape. This is the base structure of the house. I really like the idea of having the pool, kind of like floating pool. I saw that once and I thought it was really awesome, so I wanted to include that. And yeah, there's a lot of pool on this property, so you'll see that later on. So I pretty much start off with the base, and it's a simple shape, and I have a bathroom downstairs because this is the main entryway, so it is going to be where people walk in and stuff. Then I do my two triangles on the side and I connect them, and I do change them later on just because I couldn't get everything fitted properly. I think in the original build I had made the triangle slightly larger so everything was able to fit, but I guess I didn't exactly match that perfectly. So next I just did all of the layers. It is a 4-story tall mansion and it is quite large. Then I had to go back down and figure out where all the staircases were going to go. They alternate. There's staircases in the middle of the building, and then there's staircases on the side triangles, and pretty much the Sims have to use either or to get to certain parts of the house. Then I do the other two sides, and there probably was an easier way to do this. I think there was when I originally did the build, but I could not remember how I did it. So I just pretty much built up the building, and I added the trees in there because I think the palm trees look really cool and I like the idea of having the floating building. And then I do the grass roofing, which I think looks really cool. So when you zoom in you can see all the details of the grass. When you zoom out you can't, but for purposes it is really cool. Then I work on all the windowing. There are a lot of windows because this is very modern and I want it to pretty much look like glass and everything. So there is a lot of windows, or there are a lot of windows on this build, so the Sims can see out and everything. I do take some out so that you can see the walls, which I do alternate, and then you can see I start working on the pool. This pool goes around the whole property, kind of like a moat, and it's really intricate. I used all of the property to its max capacity pretty much. I try to cover as much ground as possible, and here I'm just doing all the lighting. I started off being like really meticulous about it and trying to make them all equal, but it got really tiresome, so I kind of just haphazardly threw the lights in there, which to me it's not as important to some of the other things. So then I started off going up the triangles one side at a time, doing the rooms. So here is the dining room down below, and you'll see soon that I do change the shape of the triangle, because my original build I had a dining room with a bar in it and I could not fit the bar in this triangle, so I had to extend it slightly, and so it's not necessarily a triangle anymore, but that is okay. So the rooms are pretty simple. I tried not to go too crazy with them. I wanted to keep it really neat, and yeah, so here I'm working on the kitchen. The kitchen's kind of rustic looking. It has a lot of bronze and golds in it, kind of steampunky. I just really like the color scheme, and I liked making the rooms really warm in this build. And of course, I included the knives and the spoons and fork, and yeah, I made them really large to make them artwork. I think that looks really cool. And the next one I work on is the living room. I could not fit a TV in that corner because it's just not possible, so I did 2 TVs instead. I probably could have made a straight wall within that corner and then put the TV on, but I thought that would have wasted space and that would have messed up the stairs. So there's 2 TVs in the corner, and I'm just messing around with plants. I try to have plants in every room because this house is really all about being modern but also incorporating nature into it. So there's a lot of greenery, and most of the rooms are neutral tones, just because I think it makes it look really warm. Then I work on the first child's room. It is a girl's room, and so I pretty much just add in accessories and the basics that she would need, and I add some decorations and everything once I get everything out. And I love those little tiny statue doll things. They're so cute. And so yeah, and I go pretty much each room. I do each room completely, and then I move on to the next one. So then here I'm going to the other triangle, and I'm doing the teenage boys room, or it could be a girl, it doesn't matter. And I tried making it music themed because I like the bedspread has guitars on it. So it is a music themed bedroom, and outside each kid's bedroom is a little seating area with some plants, and there's windows and everything. Yeah, I pretty much just try to match colors throughout the house. Everything is equal. Here I am making the bathroom for upstairs for all of the bedrooms. Yeah, so there's only 2 bathrooms in this build, and it is quite a large build. I probably could have put more bathrooms, but I liked having 2 semi-large bathrooms and making it spacious so they weren't cramped or anything. And I just make another seating area out here, just a nice casual place that people can relax in. And I do lots of lighting just to make sure everything is bright. And I kind of flip around the house and everything at this point. So the next thing I work on is the master bedroom. There actually are 2 large bedrooms. There's one on the other side as well. So one could be like the master bedroom for parents, and one could be for guests, or you could have whatever layout with the Sims family you want. It doesn't really matter. So the rooms I just try to make really nice, and they're pretty much identical. Obviously there's different colors and slight differences, but they are very similar. Yeah. I just do the second bedroom, and I keep the colors really warm, and I just really like using greens in bedrooms as well as living rooms. I think it just makes things look really nice. So then I decided to move downwards, and I add a gym because I think having a gym is cool, and I moved the gym pieces around quite a bit because I couldn't figure out the layout I wanted, but yeah. And then I decided to do an indoor garden as well, so it's very similar to my underground bunker. There's a llama, because I have to have the llama, and yeah, it's very bright and green, and there's pool everywhere, and there's actually not a lot of land for them to have a garden outside. I do it inside. And then the last part of the triangle is the office, and I add 2 desks and pretty much just an art thing. And here is the formal living room. It is the entryway, and I like including piano. Usually when I'm building, I think about what my Sims are going to want, and I tend to have musical instruments just because I like music and I like having the Sims play music, so I do incorporate that usually. And now I'm just going outside and I add the little quirks to the outside area and all the lighting. And so there is a patio area with a grill, and I just add some rocks, some flowers, and some details. And here is the really tedious part. I put rocks all around the trim of the property, and then I go back and add flowers and plants and different types of grasses, and I just try to make it as colorful as possible and fill in all the spaces. So there's lots of layering and just piling the flowers on and everything. So this didn't take as long as last time, because last time I just went into like really small bits and took it small pieces at a time. So this time I just did a large area and just spread it out as far as possible. And I didn't really care about the order or the shape of the rocks this time, because I was just like, okay, there's just gonna be plants all over them anyway. So I kind of didn't care as much as last time, but I still think it looks really beautiful, and it adds a lot of color to the property, and it makes it look really nature-like. And I included the hedge trim around the pool this time. Last time I didn't, but I think it just makes the property look a lot more closed off and private, and I think that looks nice. So I'm just finishing up with all the rocks and flowers, and the colors and the plants I chose are pretty much the same throughout. And you can see I saved a lot, because this build is very large, and it would be horrible if my computer crashed, which it does seem to be doing a lot often, that I would lose all the progress. So I do save a lot throughout this. And now I'm just adding some finishing touches with rocks and flowers, and making sure that all of the stuff is complete.